everybody, it's Brian. I got a really cool project to share with you today. This is the world's fastest micro EDF. And I know what you're saying right now. All kinds of people are going to make some claims like that. However, this is the one. This is a kit of the Electrolyte, which is the 40mm EDF, which goes 100 miles an hour. And this has actually been verified, and the original of this model is on display at the AMA Museum in Muncie, Indiana. So this is a jet that's was conceived by a guy, Dr. Brett Becker, and he essentially envisioned this jet about 5 years ago, put it all together, a composite type of jet, and initially started with a 30mm size fan, but ended up developing the fan and decided that the 40mm fan was the best size to go. It's essentially filtered down to what you get in the box here, and essentially ready to go with the best power system to date. And so let's have a look and see what's inside the box. Okay, so here's the box, and this is actually unusual for HobbyKing to have a model in a box with a sticker on it with all the stuff on here, but there it is. And as you can see, wingspans 20 inches, weight it should be 12 to 15 ounces, 24 inches long, 3 channels, 40mm fan, all the specs there, and yeah, all the brag sheet right here. And this is the Electrolyte. Let's have a look inside. Okay, so let's start with these pieces here. These are a couple of vertical stabilizers, 1 and 2. They have 2 different styles you can choose from, so the F20 style here, or sort of a more raked vertical stabilizer. So that'd be the front of the aircraft there, that'd be the front of the aircraft there. And there's a panel for the bottom of the fuselage. Speaking of fuselages, here we go. This is a fully composite fuselage, and with full ducting. As you can see, the ducts are right here, and then of course you're going to fill in the rest with the fan and all the thrust tube and everything inside as well. Let's have a look. A little magnetic canopy hatch, and it just pops out like that. There's room for your 3-cell battery. They recommended 800 to 1300 milliamp hour size for this jet. Power system also requires about a 25 to 30 amp speed controller. Very nice. The graphics on this are really good, and I like the yellow color because this is going to be hard to see. So let's have a look. So what we've got here is the material to make the thrust tube, so just some mylar sheeting there. It's a full flying stab. This needs to be glued together, but just got, as you can see, the stab here, and then the panel for the fuselage. There's a brass rod or tube that goes through there that connects them. You have to glue that yourself. It's just kind of roughly assembled right now. Here's the wing, 100 miles an hour, wow. And need for speed, obviously. Ailerons are here. I don't know that they're hinged yet. Oh, there's hinges there, but it looks like you have to glue them. And this is essentially looks like a solid balsa wing, but it has been smooth, or like down to an airfoil shape, but very thin. I mean, it's got to be not more than a quarter, probably less than that. What's it, 3/16 or something like that. So not a very thick wing, but again, very nicely finished with the covering here. You know, no wrinkles or anything like that. So yeah, like that. Here is the power system. Look at the size of this little guy. Let's see if I can get him out of there. $40mm. This is an 8-bladed fan, Dr. Mad Thrust, and the proper motor. I think it's an 8,000 kV in here, and wow. So on 3S, it's going to turn pretty darn fast, close to about 80,000 RPM probably. Anywho, lots of power out of this little monster, the aluminum shroud. Yeah, looks like a great little piece of kit. Okay, then there's well, let's go over here just stock. There's also some hardware that goes with the model. All the control horns that you need. Push rods are already preset and they're ready to go. Just need to glue it all together. And then you've got a Bungie Kit, and this includes everything you need, including the stake and the bungee cord, some rope, pins, so it's ready to go. I mean, you just need to kind of tie this together, and you've got your full bungee launch system. Now, apparently with this model, you don't want to, you don't necessarily, well, you can use a ramp, but you don't have to. It's just a sort of a Bungie launch, hand launch. You take the model and you hold the fuselage about 60 degrees nose up with the Bungie launch all stretched out, and you let go, and off she goes. So that's what's in the box. Alright, talk about an exciting project. But one thing to keep in mind, this is not a beginner's plane. It's not even really an intermediate plane. This shouldn't be your first of anything, meaning this shouldn't be your first EDF, shouldn't be your first microplane, your first microjet, shouldn't be your first 100-mile-an-hour plane. Go to this with some experience. If you really want to get this, fly some other things. Fly some EDF jets, fly something really fast, and then fly far away so you can't see it. Because the scale speed on this thing, well, I don't know, I'm going to calculate, it's going to be insane. And I've flown 100 miles an hour jets before, I've flown 125 miles an hour jets, but they're bigger than this. And so this is going to be, you know, an order of magnitude harder to track and keep your eye on it. So this is not a toy, not a beginner's jet. If you're not experienced, if you have any reservations at all, this is not the jet for you. However, I hope it's a jet for me. So next video on this will be hopefully the jet flying. So until then, thanks for watching.